Welcome back. In the previous lesson, we have seen how function works and we have seen an introduction to function. Moreover, we have seen the implementation of function in a program. Today, we're moving one step forward. We'll do function parameters. This will continue from the previous lesson only. It is related to function only. So in the previous lesson, I have given you the introduction to function. Today, we'll do a little bit more advanced part if you compare with the previous one, function parameters. Now, what is this? So we can declare or we can define function with parameters. What does it mean? A parameter is simply a value. It is just a value that we pass to the function. What does it mean? That means I have to run a function. That is, the function will do something, but it should do according to the value that I'm giving to the function. Let's say I have a function that will add two numbers. So I have to pass these two numbers to the function. How will I do it? Using parameters. That is the concept. So let's see one example for it. If I write one function here, if I write, let's say void print, the name of the function is print, and I'm going to write here int and start a bracket, and I'm simply just going to print n over here. So this is a function here. This is the return type. I've told you the previous class, name of the function. This is the parameter. In some cases, we also call them as arguments. This is the parameter. Here, n is the value that we will pass when we call the function. So how will you call this function? If I write here int main and I give round brackets here, if I write here print and I write 5 inside it and semicolon, then what will happen is this 5 from here, it will come here on this n, because that is what is referring. So once 5 came here, 5 will be here also, and that is, it will print 5. So we are simply passing this particular 5, that is the value. It is not like important to give 5 here only. It can be anything. Just one thing you have to remember, that what data type you're using. Since it is int, it will only be int only. If by chance you give 5.5, then it will take only 5, since it is int. So that you have to remember. Whatever data you're passing, make sure you know the data type. Looking at that data type only, you have to put a value that you want to pass to the function, and that will be printed. It is not like it will only be printed. You can do different operations also, like add, subtract, that I will show you as well in the program. So let's see this in a program of how does it work. So here I have a program, and this is what function is there. And here we have a function where we have the name of the function as display num. Here I have two parameters. As you can see, one is an integer type n1 and one is a float type n2, and both are separated with commas. So there is no limitation of how many parameters you want to write. Just separate them with the comma. Make sure the data type is correct. What I'm doing, printing both the numbers. So whatever number we're gonna pass, I'm printing it. Then what I did in the int main function, I made two more variables, that is num1 and num2, and I've assigned two values, that is 5 and 5.5. Fine. That now I call the function. This is how we did it. We called the function in the previous class as well. But here I'm passing these two variables, that is num1 and num2. What is num1? 5 and 5.5. So 5 will go here to this n1 and 5.5 will go here. And that means if I run this code, it will be printing the integer number is 5. The double number is 5.5. So let's run the code and see whether it's working. So as we can see, the integer number is 5. The double number is 5.5. So it's working perfectly fine. So very basic thing to understand is we just have some parameters, and when we are calling the function, we just have to pass something to the parameter, and according to that parameter only the function will work. That is the basics about how parameters works. You can do different kind of operations here also, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, so many things you can do. Just I'm giving a basic idea about how parameters work and how it is passed when you call the function. If you have any doubts regarding this, you can put them in the comment section.